Hello and welcome to 5 Year Club video number 93, the April 2018 budget chicken number 1. Yeah. And I can get a little bit more real estate if I move that up. Oh, March was a very good month. Today we're going to go through my April planning. So this is my expenses until the next paycheck. My HOA dues, that's always a big one. I put down some money on Mass Drop for a couple pocket knives. We're going to talk about that. I've got my spending money, which I cut by $50 because I think I can probably do good things with 200 based on my spending last month, so there's no reason to keep that category up as high as it was. I've got the storage unit at 137, and I probably need to get out of it. I've been telling myself that for the last year. There are a lot of boxes, and I'm hesitant to stack up all those boxes in my kitchen. However, just like I said before in the video, if you multiply a monthly spending item by 300, that's going to tell you the amount of savings you would need in retirement to support that monthly expenditure. So to support this storage unit, I would need an additional $41,000 invested. And that sounds horrible to me. So the storage unit really does need to go. PG&E, I bumped it up a little bit. We'll see how that goes. It's kind of a weird time of year in terms of air conditioning and heat. And Cat, oh my god, you are always jumping on my table. Okay. I still have to pay Comcast from last month because they weirdly have that bill skipping into the following month these days. So, yeah, got to pay that. And my normal cell phone bill, gas, I'm only going to need $30. That's normally $50, but again, last 2 months I've only spent $60 per month on gas. And an Audible subscription, $15. Learning is always good. I need to listen to Audible more. I mean, I listen to it quite a bit on all my commutes, but I needed to do more long walks listening to Audible because it has some really great content, and I have some books I need to get through. And then I've got this gym membership, which isn't that big of a deal, but I'm simply not using the gym right now, so yeah, if I'm not using it, then why am I spending that money? I need to revisit this. All right, normal, $80 of padding in my checking account, so that should be good. Let's talk about the knives. Getting paid is cool because then you get to buy stuff. And I happen to like pocket knives quite a bit. And I also have that disease where if one of something is good, then two is better, which is why I've already pre-ordered 2 of these puppies. And I'm not even going to bother saying the name of it. I think how cool this is speaks for itself. I have a couple of, this is like my vice for the past 6 months, is like these titanium pocket knives. So I have a couple here. This isn't going to become a QVC. But yeah, they're just really nicely, let's go see if I can show you up close. See how the design's kind of similar? Anyway, they're just really nicely machined, simple knives, not like, a Swiss Army knife. It's just one blade and then a very kind of simple locking knife. Wow, I'm really bad at showing that on the camera because I'm not used to it at all. I'm not even thinking about what I'm doing. I'm staring at my face. And then I've got this other one. So I got like a small one and then a bigger one. And they're both very similar in a lot of ways. A little different blade shape. I use them for stupid things like opening up mail. But I just think they're really cool because I like precision metal machined instruments. And yeah, they came out with a different design, a new design. So I've been ogling that for the past month. And I totally don't need it. Especially because I have 2 really cool ones right here. But I just want it. This is one of those things. It's one of those things, guys. I just want it. And the battle begins. The battle begins in my mind about what am I going to do, because I know that this is not going to raise my happiness substantially, but my brain, there's a part of my brain that's like, yes, it will. It will. I know it won't, but there's still that part of my brain, and sometimes you're weak and you appease it just because you can, but we'll try not to. I am not financial perfection man, by any stretch of the imagination. I am struggling with this one. Maybe if enough people rip on me on Facebook, I'll be able to avoid it. We'll see. So I could just cancel the order entirely, and that would just knock out the second highest budget item that I have for the beginning of April. Or I could downgrade the order to only one knife, and that would cut it in half. And that is certainly a viable option. And then I would be able to say materialistically that I have a trio of knives that are way too fancy that I don't need. Another thing to consider is that by rewarding myself in April, or thinking that I'm rewarding myself, or even just making up the fact that I'm rewarding myself because I want the knife and that's just a rationalization, by spending money, I'm canceling out the progress I'm celebrating. So what the hell am I doing? That's really dumb. And I gotta say, guys, splurge spending as a reward is dangerous. I'm not saying you should never do it. Like, if you pay off all your consumer debt and then you take a vacation with cash, or you accomplish a big milestone with money, and then you spend some. I know after I paid off the condo, I went on this fabulous trip hiking in the Pacific Northwest. Don't regret it a single bit. Went to a bunch of fancy restaurants, just totally magical hiking up there. That's fine. If it's a big financial milestone, that's fine. But these small financial milestones, the habitual stuff you should be doing anyway, yeah, we don't want to reward ourselves for that financially, because if we're doing it in any significant way, like let's call significant anything more expensive than the cost of a beer, then we're just relabeling our wasteful spending as rewards, and we're not actually getting anywhere. So that's something to consider, and this is something that Lewis is saying on his YouTube video as he struggles with something that definitely cost more than a beer. Although costs significantly less than similar products from American... Oh, never mind. Shut up. I'm not a salesperson. All right. Let's keep going. What are the possibilities here? Let's think about what's going on. 20% of my budget this month would be these knives if I execute that purchase. 20% of my budget would be stuff that I don't need. That's a big percentage. These aren't single-digit numbers. That's 20%. I've got to think about this. And I said the word dumb twice because I am dumb, and I can't think of a different one. That's like 5-Year Club video number 94, 17 different ways to say stupid. All right. And let's think about opportunity cost on this money, because $246 has quite a bit of opportunity cost, guys, and we're going to calculate it two different ways. The first way is we're going to say that, the $246 could be invested in like VTI. That's like total stock market index. And if it was, and it got, say, a 7% real return and I won't say 7%. It got like a 7% return, and 3% of that was eaten up by inflation, and 4% was returned to me as monthly income. Then this is the amount of monthly income I would get. So it would actually be less than a dollar that I would get per month by investing $246. Don't pay attention to that. It's a sad fact. But if I multiply that amount that's less than a dollar times 12 months per year, and then times the 60 years that I'm likely to live, sorry body, from age 33, because both my granddads died before 93, so I'm pretty sure 60 is optimistic at this point. Then that would be $590, but it's $590 that's paid to me, inflation adjusted, on top of the 246. So I actually have 836 that total money that I've been able to have, and that's nice. 836, but it's also, wow, those are really expensive knives. $836 for two knives, Lewis. Are you sure that you want these knives that badly? And it's even worse if I just assumed that I invested the $246 and then let the investment ride for 60 years without taking these monthly distributions like in the first method. If I just invested it and didn't touch it for 60 years, and I assumed a 7% real return, which of course is higher than the real return I quoted for the monthly income because I can accept more volatility if I'm investing over a longer time period, then that's $14,254. Holy crap, these are expensive knives. This is like It's like 2 of these knives is like a Honda Fit. It's like I'm driving around in my Honda Fit. Yeah, like, yeah, it's the base model, but it's still like a brand new Honda Fit. That's a pretty cool car. So yeah, opportunity cost is still something for me to consider, and even though 836 and 14,000 are both eye-popping numbers to me, the emotional part of my brain that wants this knife is still like, meh, you don't need that 14,000. You know, if I spent an entire blog post thinking about what I could do to improve somebody's life with $14,000, if I spent the blog post actually looking at people in Vietnam who, through no fault of their own, didn't have much economic opportunity, and what I could do with $14,000 to change their situation, the knife would become a lot less important. And if I had more time to prepare this video tonight, I likely would have done something like that. Like. But I didn't, so we're not doing that this video. We'll see next video. I've got, I don't know, somewhere between 1 and 23 days, because technically the pre-order period closes out in 23 days, but if they hit their goal of like 1,200 knives and they're at 900 right now, then it's going to close out earlier. So it may just be this weekend that I have to decide whether I want to cancel this or not, because once it closes, I can't cancel it anymore. I don't think. Maybe I can. Who knows? Anyhow, point is, I got to make a decision on this money. And obviously the easiest decision is just cancel it. Another option is I can pair this purchase with some other behavior that I'm trying to force myself to do. And what is the obvious behavior based on this budget that Lewis is trying to force himself to do? Go to his storage unit and pick up 30 extremely heavy boxes and bring them back to the condo and stack them around so he's not paying $137 a month. And he has been procrastinating on this for a year. So the deal I can make with myself, because I'm 2 separate people inside, I'm irresponsible, knife-loving Lewis, and frugal, insane, get rid of storage unit, stack up boxes inside condo Lewis. The deal that these 2 internal brain Lewises can make is that, okay, Lewis, you can only have the knife, and you can only get one, because we are strict here at 5 Year Club, if you move out of that storage unit. And if we want to be even smarter with this, then I'm going to say if you move out of that storage unit by a certain date, because we get things done here. We don't wait until the Master Off pre-order period closes and then say like, oh, well, I didn't move out of the storage unit soon enough, so I guess, no, that's Wiggly Piggledy. Piggly Wiggly. Piggly Wiggly. Piggly Wiggly is the shirt on I have right now. I'm big on the pig, except that Piggly Wiggly, I think it was acquired. Is that a business? Anyhow, back to it. The deal I should probably make with myself, because I don't have any plans this weekend, is if I move out of that storage unit this weekend, then I'm allowed to at least keep one of my pre-orders. And then I have to decide between the gray one and the blue one, and that's a whole other drama that we don't need to get into here. But this, for me personally, this is likely the option I'm going to choose in this situation, because it allows me to get a little of what I want that's evil, and that's always good. And it also forces me to do something that long-term is way more profitable. I mean, if you calculate like how much I save by not spending this $137 going forward for the next 10 years, it completely dwarfs the cost of one of these knives. And my budget is still going to be, very responsible, even if I buy one knife. So considering all that, I can be a little bit evil this month, but only if I move out of the storage unit. If I don't move out of the storage unit and I let myself be lazy, I can't be evil at all. I got to cancel the order. It's no good. And that's what I'm thinking about right now. I hope you enjoyed joining me on this incredible journey of self-discovery, 5 Year Club video number 93. And what are your techniques to negotiate with yourself about doing this stuff? I know for me, I used to just be like, I don't want to think about this, click buy, leave. And that's how I acquired all this stuff that I don't need that's in a storage unit apparently. Yeah, but how, what are the dramas and the negotiations that play out over and over again in your mind? How do you think about it? Is there a set of questions or a set of kind of go-to thoughts that you can bring in front of yourself whenever you consider one of these wasteful purchases, and it's wasteful from the point of view of long-term happiness increase, which is what we're all about here. Yeah, if you have one, then maybe you want to leave a comment. I don't get many comments these days. It's awfully lonely here at 5 Year Club, except for cats that like to jump on mouse pads. And also because it's 10:10 p.m., I want to watch Forensic Files. Okay, that's it. Have a fabulous evening.